conventions of a music video are difficult to define as they become increasingly challenging to categorize. The development of technology has allowed artists to create more artistic and cinematic videos, and the frequent mixture of themes mean that the conventions of a music video are far more nuanced than definite. One way to define the conventions of a music video is through reference to the Andrew Goodwin theory. My video specifically conforms to the expectation of a relationship between music and visuals. I believe that the tone of my song matches the emotion I've attempted to convey in my video. Equally, I believe that my video both conforms to and challenges the theory of features. My video does display genre characteristics by conforming to stereotypes associated with the genre of classical music by featuring elements of nature in the location, for example. However, my video also challenges these conventions given my contemporary influences from the pop, indie genre. I believe my video to be similar to real music videos given the use of varied camera angles and lighting, which is a key convention shown within music videos across multiple genres. I have used certain shots, transitions and techniques such as fade shots, close-ups and a naturalistic sound clip at the beginning of the video to replicate the work of popular artists. These are just a few examples of some of the ways that my media product uses and replicates conventions. Moreover, I've challenged the forms and conventions of the genre also. My video does not follow the usual pattern of fast-paced cutting to the beat as within many pop videos such as Rihanna's Disturbia. Instead, I've used slightly longer shots that reflect the building tempo of the song and allow for more storytelling. Furthermore, a large part of the music industry relies upon the voyeuristic treatment of women in music videos, as referenced by theorist Andrew Goodwin and specifically Laura Mulvey in her male gaze theory. The portrayal of women as an object of desire to the male audience is used to sell records and is a technique utilised by massively successful male and female artists alike. I've not used the male gaze theory within my video as it's not typically associated with my genre of music, but contradicts the narrative quality to my music video. Similarly, I considered the influence of other music videos and how I've replicated and manipulated these elements within my work. Stylistically, I've been influenced by the use of colour and lighting most in real artists' music videos. One artist in particular who frequently uses the lighting technique of bleaching is Taylor Swift. The effect is an ethereal, dreamlike quality which I felt fitted my storyline, and I therefore tried to develop within my own video. Another major influence for me was indie artist Jamie Lawson, specifically his hit Wasn't Expecting That. I love the storytelling element of the narrative, the emotion conveyed, and the cross-generational theme, and this is what I've attempted to communicate in my music video. Therefore, this and Avicii's Waiting for Love were the starting points for me in developing my own narrative, whereby my artist and his partner become the older couple. Lastly, I've been influenced by alternative forms of media in the creation of product. Adverts have influenced my work also. For example, Bleu de Chanel, directed by Martin Scorsese, was influential given the narrative theme, flashback sequence, and use of post-production editing and techniques such as bleaching and black and white filters. Moreover, the Galaxy advert featuring CGI of Audrey Hepburn drew my attention, given the narrative quality and use of high-key lighting and cinematography. I believe my video to have a movie feel given the nature of the song, which I believe alludes itself to storytelling. I took influence from the original artist Ludovico Einaudi, whose music features within film and television. Therefore, I've developed and attempted to replicate the influence of real media products such as adverts, music videos and film to create my own product. I believe my combination of music video, digipack and poster to be effective, as I've created a sense of synergy by keeping a consistency of themes, colour schemes and imagery to convey one consistent message. I did a lot of research into real digipacks to ensure that my own digipack reflected that of a real one and looked professional. I used my blog to document my research and looked at digipacks from across a variety of genres, analysing album covers by popular artists from the rap, pop, classical and country genres. I found that there are two key types of album covers used by artists. The digipack either uses cover art and follows this theme, or has been used by artists such as Coldplay, Maroon 5 and Kanye West, or features the artist throughout. I decided to feature the artist as opposed to cover art in my digipack, as this is what most popular artists do, as it helps to build and promote their image. Moreover, I did a lot of research into the digipacks of the classical genre, given the classical nature of my track. I found lots of classical albums and digipacks to have strong ethereal associations and heavenly imagery used, such as artist Hayley Westenra. However, I did not feel that this would appeal to my young target market. Therefore, whilst I have conformed to the conventions of the classical genre within my digipack by using images featuring nature, I have predominantly been inspired by the more contemporary influences of the pop indie digipacks that I researched. What I liked and was inspired by in some of the digipacks that I researched was their simplicity. Album covers such as Demi Lovato's Unbroken really stood out to me for its visual effectiveness. The image is a simple shot of the artist, the message is clear. The artistic lighting, slight bleaching, and synergy of font colour and Lovato's lip colour work together to create a smooth, professional image. Therefore, my research of real products was vital when it came to creating my own digipack. I took the photo for my album cover when filming my music video. This allowed for synergy as there's a shared focus on nature and the landscape. I edited my image to increase the focus of light hitting my artist's right side, which I feel creates a nice contrast. I've used this image as my album cover as it is simple but bold. The artist is centrally placed and is still the main focus, yet the image is powerful and naturalistic. I experimented with multiple font types and finally decided on Perpetua titling. This is the font that I've used across my entire digipack to convey continuity. I like this specific font as it creates a classic and elegant image that's still bold and readable but is slightly softer than other fonts to match the naturalistic style throughout my digipack. Equally, the font has reflected this and is a light green and blue colour with faded opacity to blend with my colour scheme and keep a consistency of style. I named my album Changes as lots of the digipacks that I researched used a single word for the title as this is more memorable. I used Changes specifically as I felt that this really suited the themes of my music video and created a sense of unity. Moreover, the first double page spread of my digipack conforms to the overall themes also. I have used an image of the sun shining through the branches of a tree. This use of naturalistic imagery and manipulation of light fits the rest of my digipack and video, but was inspired by the work of real artists. I was inspired by the work of band Codaline when creating this element of my digipack, who used a similar image on one of their album covers. Codaline used a collage of various images on the album, but this one in particular stood out for its artistic nature. Furthermore, my original artist Ludovico Iannodi uses a similar image for the cover of his album in a time-lapse, which I took influence from. Despite being influenced by these artists, I developed my own image in Photoshop, manipulating the light to bring out the silhouettes and shadows of the branches and increase the brightness to create a bleaching effect, which reflects the use of light in my video. I researched carefully what writing to add to my image and having looked at digipacks by artists from a variety of genres, decided upon an acknowledgement page. This is an important feature of the digipack as it ensures all those who worked on the album are credited to avoid dispute. I looked at the acknowledgement pages of artists such as Beyoncé, Tyga and Pink Floyd in order to ensure I had the right list of producers, directors and writers, for example, to thank within my digipack. And this is one of the key ways that I ensured my digipack is realistic. For the other double page spread of my digipack, I used an image of my artist. The use of the artist in the spread of the digipack is popular, and pop artist Rihanna's digipack for her album Loud features 6 double page spreads of images of herself, all in similar style to the album cover. I have therefore used an image of my artist in my digipack to conform to the expectation of the audience and further my artist's image. The actual image is a head and shoulders shot. I like the image given the focus on the artist. I feel that it looks crisp and professional. Moreover, I was able to use black and white on the shot as I've used black and white filters to establish my cross-generational theme within the music video. The artist seems to be addressing the audience within the shot as he's staring directly into the camera. As a result of this, I matched my writing accordingly, making this thank you page. The writing is a classic tribute which replicates those of the digipacks that I researched. I thank those who have worked on the album, the record company, and gave it a more personal feel by thanking the artist's family and fans to ensure they feel like they are a part of the process and to build a rapport with my fan base. Finally, I finished the image with the signature of the artist to add to the personal feel of the page. The back cover is fairly simple also. I continued the themes and colour schemes of my digipack by choosing a naturalistic image. I chose this particular image as it was well framed and light. Equally, the space between the natural framing allowed a good place for the vital information needed on a back cover. The back covers that I researched were very simple. Some, such as John Legend's, didn't even feature an image, but I felt this image fitted with the rest of my digipack. I also used Photoshop to manipulate images that were not originally mine to ensure my digipack replicated a real one. I've decided to use the logo for Decca Records for my digipack, as this, having researched this label, I found that whilst still a part of the Big Three, a subsidiary of the Universal Music Group, Decca represents similar artists to mine, more niche classical artists such as Ludovico Einaudi and the Shires, for example. Therefore, I lifted this and a barcode and resized them on my own back cover. In my research, I discovered the importance of a declaration. This establishes the rights of the artist and record label and prohibits illegal copywriting. Having researched other digipacks, I used the text tool to write my own declaration to add authenticity to my digipack. Lastly, I feel that my poster fits with the rest of my digipack and is effective for multiple reasons. I've used the same image as the front cover of my album to give a sense of continuity. I also really like the shot given the use of lighting and the view with the artist featuring heavily on it as well. This is an important convention to conform to also to promote my artist's image. I did lots of research into real posters and found that simplicity is key. I needed to communicate vital information by getting straight to the point, as otherwise too much writing can make the image seem cluttered and is not as effective or bold. Therefore, I researched and was influenced by artists such as Ellie Goulding, Jessie J and Ed Sheeran. As can be seen from their posters, they state the artist's name, album title and announce the release of the album, usually claiming they are in store and online. Moreover, there are some additional features to posters such as 5-star ratings and reviews by respected newspapers and magazines, usually, and social media icons. I have chosen to include all this information in my poster to ensure that it replicates a real one. I focused especially on getting social media icons on my poster, as I feel that social media is such a powerful tool for promotion in the digital age. Equally, this replicates the work of popular artists, given the prominence of social media in promoting albums. I created my own Facebook page for my artist, making the profile picture and cover photo relevant to the upcoming album, as has been done by massively successful artists such as Adele with the promotion of her single Hello, creating hype for explosive gain. Therefore, overall, I feel that the combination of my main product and ancillary texts are very effective, as they are based on my research of real products, and I believe that I have communicated a consistent theme across all of my work. Collecting data was vital to me in understanding my target audience and ensuring that my music video appealed to them. I therefore used different formats to receive audience feedback, including a written questionnaire used before and after the creation of my product, Vox Pop style audience interviews, and a focus group. Overall, my audience feedback was very positive and showed me that my video would be well received, but I made sure to ask my audience for honest opinions and have some constructive criticism to show me what I could have improved upon. Initially, I created a questionnaire to determine my target audience, what appeals to them, and to test whether my initial ideas matched their expectations and would be well received. I believe my target audience to be diverse. I have targeted a slightly younger target audience aged between 17 and 25. However, given the universal nature of classical music, I believe that this is not a set number. Equally, my target audience is a fairly even balance of men and women, as the classical genre does not target one gender, race, or ethnicity specifically, as opposed to other genres, such as the rap genre, which typically targets men more than women. The results of this questionnaire were very positive, as I was shown the openness of my target audience, who stated that they would be open to the new mix of a classical piece to a contemporary video. The combination of narrative and performance proved to be popular, with one of my interviewees stating she would be interested in the idea behind my music video, as it's different from what we usually experience. Therefore, the result of this audience feedback encouraged me that my music video would appeal to my target audience, and showed me that I needed to create a good balance between the narrative and performance elements to my music video to best appeal to my audience. My final questionnaire was given to my target audience after they had viewed my music video and digipack. I learned a lot from this questionnaire, having asked questions ranging from what came to mind when watching my video to whether or not my digipack conveyed a consistent message. I was particularly pleased that my audience felt that my music video and digipack looked professional and matched, given the use of landscape and naturalistic imagery. Moreover, I was interested in what specific elements of my music video my audience liked or didn't like. What quickly became evident was that my audience liked the strength of the narrative and contrast of old and young through the cross-generational themes. Lastly, I was encouraged also by 100% of my audience saying that they liked the contrast of classical music and a more contemporary video, and saying that they would buy the artist's album if it was a real product. This showed me that my product would be well received and does indeed effectively appeal to my target audience. The other key form of audience feedback that I received was by interviewing a focus group, asking them questions about their expectations, filming their reactions to the music video, and discussing what they liked or disliked about it. When asked what they looked for in a music video, I was encouraged by their interest in a storyline.
Something that has a plot to it rather than just like random images.
Yeah. Even if it's like a subtle storyline.
Equally, when asked what they liked about the video, I was pleased that there seemed to be a lot. The cross-generational theme was popular, and one participant noted the use of transitions to convey this.
I really like there was like a contrast between like young and old, but like the love was the same. I liked how the transitions like showed and they emphasised that it was the same people.
An important part of my audience feedback was to establish what I could have improved upon. One of the members of my focus group stated that at one point the actor seemed to be playing a little harshly on the keyboard when the music was slightly quieter.
When the music got really soft, the actors in the music video were playing rather harshly.
Therefore, if I were to create my product again, I would ask the actor to play the piano in a more gentle way to create a smoother image. Finally, the reactions to my video were very positive. I feel that my audience appreciated various key elements to my video, and their feedback has been vital in my understanding of audience feedback and how my product would be received by my target audience. Initially, I considered the different media technologies that I've used within the planning and research stages. I've used various different programs like Blogger to document my progress. Blogger was a key form of media that I used, as this platform allowed me to plan my work and express my research through the ability to upload images, videos and audio files as well as text. Equally, I used Google and YouTube within my planning. Google Images allowed me to make my work more creative and visually entertaining. I also did lots of research into different forms of music using YouTube to explore popular artists' work and to identify a genre of music and a song that I wanted to use. I used other media formats such as Word documents and Excel in the planning of my product also. I used Microsoft Word to create questionnaires for audience feedback and Excel to interpret that data into easily readable pie charts. Moreover, I've also used Microsoft Word to write the scripts in the construction of my evaluation. Similarly, media technologies were pivotal to the construction of my products. Firstly, I used filming equipment to create my music video in Digipack. I used a Canon camera to record my music video and shoot the images for my Digipack. I used this camera as I felt that it gave a clearer image than the school camera that I used last year. I did, however, borrow a tripod from school, which enabled me to keep my shots steady and was very adaptable, allowing me to get a variety of angles and shots. Furthermore, I also used other forms of media in the construction of my products, such as computer programs like Photoshop. Photoshop was vital in the creation of my Digipack. It enabled me to lighten certain images to look more professional, create the text that I wanted to match the colour scheme, and transfer key logos such as the record label to make my products authentic. Moreover, I also used InDesign to create my product. This was a vital program in construction as the compact disc setting allowed me to fit my images into the format of a real Digipack. Overall, however, I found Photoshop more effective and easier to use as the text tool and colour scheme were limited within InDesign. Therefore, I used the two programs in conjunction with each other, Photoshop being more effective in the editing of the images and InDesign being superior in the placing of the images into their designed format. Finally, the most important technology in the creation of my product was Final Cut Pro, the editing software I used. Final Cut Pro was vital to the construction process as it allowed me to cut the best parts of different sequences with ease, using features such as the blade tool, and piece these together on my timeline. Additionally, the transitions allowed me to create a smooth move between shots, but also to increase the storytelling in fading from shots of the younger to older couple. Therefore, technologies were vital in the construction of my product. To the same extent, I have used media technologies in the evaluation stage. I have used iMovie to construct my evaluation. This was more readily available to me and was beneficial as I was able to view the whole evaluation on one timeline. Equally, the title feature allowed me to break the questions up visually and refocus each section by having the question visible. I have once again used YouTube and Google Images within my evaluation, as these technologies are crucial in allowing me to provide visuals in my work, to engage the audience and enable them to better visualise the points that I'm making. Moreover, QuickTime Player has been crucial in the evaluation stage. as this has helped me to record my audios and take screen records of my work in other programs such as Photoshop, and of my blog in order to demonstrate my work to the audience within my evaluation. Overall, I've used a wide range of media technologies in all areas of the construction, research, planning and evaluation stages, and these have been vital for me, from the recording of my video using film equipment to the upkeep of my blog using YouTube and Google Images. Technologies have been vital at all stages.